Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. Today I put together a compilation of every single Bigfoot sighting from 2024. From HD Bigfoot trail camera videos to accidental Bigfoot captures and so much more. So if you missed any of these 2024 Bigfoot videos, here they are all in one place for you. On January 22nd, 2024, a farmer would have an absolutely terrifying experience late one night. The caption reads, "Farmer terrorized by something huge in her cornfield." Take a look.
What's happening? It's getting closer to me.
She's obviously spooked as something absolutely massive is charging through the corn stalks right towards her. It gets closer and closer until finally the corn stalks on the edge begin moving as if something is right there.
But it sounds real far off.
This is obviously terrifying enough, being hunted in the dead of night by an unseen presence hiding within the crops. However, the woman later realized she not only captured the crops moving, but she also caught an unidentified life form at the edge of the crops earlier on in the footage.
Hello?
As we can see, an otherworldly shadow is seen. We can see a very tall, gray-skinned being. We can see it has a roundish face with glowing eyes, and it's just peering around the corn stalks. The woman states that the corn stalks are 8 foot tall plus, meaning this shadowy being caught here has to be at least 8 feet tall. Commenters speculated that this was a skinwalker, an evil, shape-shifting presence that tries to mimic humans and wildlife in an attempt to cause harm to humans. And you can tell the farmer is genuinely horrified, and her reaction seems very real, making people believe even more. But others have absolutely no idea what to make of this strange encounter. Taking a look at a brand new creature sighting that just took place on March 7th, 2024. Instagram user Zook_E_Bashar shared the video and stated that one of his family members was driving down this dark and deserted road late one night. This remote back road is located in Pakistan. It was called the Nathia Gali Road. It's completely surrounded by thick pine trees on each side, which in theory would make a pretty good hiding spot for creatures that don't want to be discovered. But anyways, take a look as an unknown small creature emerges from the right side of the trees. It's kind of hard to see because it's so dark and the creature was pretty far in front of the car. But the headlights lit up the area just enough to catch it. Also, upping the brightness and enhancing the video gives us a more clear look. The creature is very small and seems to be a whitish color, possibly covered in fur. But it runs across the road and jumps onto the mound of snow and climbs over it. By the way it runs and climbs, we can tell it's bipedal and slightly human-like. Skeptics speculate that this was a hoax and that it was a child in a costume. But what kind of small child can move that fast? And also, they're out in the complete middle of nowhere. So what kind of child would be out there in the woods and on this deserted road like that? Other online users thought that maybe this could be a baby yeti or something, or perhaps even a goblin-like creature. It's hard to say for sure, and it looks like it's going to stay that way, leaving us puzzled. This first trail cam capture comes from Tucson, Arizona, highlighted on May 19th, 2024. It was sent to an investigation group called Rocky Mountain Sasquatch by a very close friend of the trail cam owner. He was completely shocked and unsettled by the horrifying captures and knew they had to be investigated. Here is his report. He states, "This was from my friend's trail camera placed approximately 10 feet above the ground in a tree facing down directly towards a dried creek bed in a stretch of woods near Tucson, Arizona." He estimates that the being was around 10 feet tall because it's looking right into the trail camera and very close to it. Rocky Mountain Sasquatch analyzed the photo and applied different light filters and such, and they ultimately determined the photo seems to be real and unedited. So, considering this is an unedited photo, what could this strange creature be? Some are guessing it to be either a Bigfoot or a Yeti, but because of the shadowy and almost ghostly look, others think it could be some evil paranormal entity like a skinwalker. Perhaps this trail camera was set up on cursed land and skinwalkers live here. Or it could even be an alien. With its unproportionately large head, grayish color, and glowing eyes, it certainly resembles one. But the true answers remain a mystery. On June 6, 2024, a shocking piece of footage was highlighted via TikTok. Supposedly, a worker was driving his work truck along a park road completely surrounded by dense forest. And as he rounded the bend, his headlights exposed something massive hiding within the trees. As you can see, an absolutely massive figure is standing there motionless, trying its best to remain hidden. However, because of its huge size, it sticks out like a sore thumb. This Sasquatch-like creature is two different colors. The top portion along with its head is black, whereas from the chest down seems to be a brownish orange color. I have never seen a Bigfoot sighting where the Bigfoot has multicolored fur, so that's definitely interesting. But anyways, when we freeze the footage here, we can get a look at its face. It almost seems skeletal or something, with no hair on it. And it's standing straight up with huge shoulders, and we can tell it's extremely tall. Taking a look at the trees surrounding and estimating its height, we can't even quite see the ground in the footage, so we know the trees go down a quite bit more, so this thing has to be at least 10 feet tall. The man driving the work truck said he didn't realize the beastly creature until later when he looked back at his footage. He was shocked and doesn't like to go back to that job site anymore, and I don't blame him at all, as the creature probably watches him from the trees knowing that he knows of its existence. The following Bigfoot trail cam photo is brand new and it comes from Mossy Rock in Washington State. It was highlighted on February 28, 2024. Reportedly, a man who lives on a wooded property began to hear strange noises coming from behind his home in the woods. The noises became more and more persistent over time, being described as unidentifiable yelling and screeching sounds, also accompanied by lots of movement in the surrounding vegetation. This is when the man had enough and decided to set up a trail camera back where the noises were seeming to come from. Eventually, his picture-taking trail camera was triggered, and this is the photo that was captured. As you can see, a giant ape-like creature is seen. But this is obviously way too massive to be an ape. I mean, this thing looks like an ape on steroids. Its body is insanely muscular, from its chest to its arms to its shoulders. It's covered in dark black hair, but the hair seems to become lighter around the chest area. Zooming in on its face, it certainly does resemble a monkey, but something about it seems a little more human-like. The trail cam owner, along with viewers, think he captured a real Bigfoot this day, considering the otherworldly screeching and howling noises that Bigfoot is said to make, and the crazy movement in the woods along with this very close-up and clear photo. This is exactly why people are so convinced that this is real evidence here. Also, Mossy Rock, Washington is infamous for being a supposed Bigfoot hotspot. Many Bigfoot sightings and encounters come out of that area. Now, not much information was included with this dashcam capture. A photo was attached and the source is unknown. Supposedly, a man's parked car in a residential neighborhood in Ohio snapped a photo of a giant hairy beast. The real question is, how the hell would a Bigfoot walk around a neighborhood and not be seen? These things are supposed to be super elusive and smart. So why was one supposedly spotted in a neighborhood? It was said this was taken at like 3 in the morning, so it happened when everyone was sleeping, but still. Analyzing the photo regardless, the creature has brown fur with exposed feet and hands. And its mouth is wide open as if it were yelling or something. Just a really strange and questionable photo. Like I said, it's unknown where the photo came from, so we can't verify if it's real or not, but regardless, it's still interesting. Now, some of you may have seen this brand new Bigfoot video floating around the internet recently. It was just released on October 1st, 2024. A TikTok user by the name of E_man580 is responsible for the strange footage. He writes, quote, "This was the scariest moment of my life, and I really think I caught a Bigfoot on camera in parallel forest. I was just doing some sightseeing and enjoying the day, but as I was walking along, I spotted something weird in the distance. I'm still shaking as I type this," end quote. Here's his footage. You can tell he wasn't lying about shaking while he was typing the description because there were quite a few typos in his caption. But analyzing the video itself, it's super clear. He gets a perfect video of the supposed Bigfoot. It seems to just be sitting under the tree relaxing with a plant of some sort in its hand. Then it quickly turns and looks over its shoulder and spots the man. Slowing the footage down, we can really analyze its features. It has brownish reddish fur and its face is distinct. It has small jagged teeth, a big nose, and overall human-looking face. The man's reaction also seems rather genuine. However, like most of the Bigfoot videos I cover on my channel, the main debate is whether this was a real Sasquatch or a person in a costume. And since the footage is so new, it hasn't been analyzed by experts, so we can't tell 100%. But listen to this, the sighting took place in Parallel Forest in Oklahoma, a wildlife refuge in Comanche County. The Parallel Forest is said to be very haunted, with lots of strange happenings coming from within. People report seeing ghostly apparitions, UFOs, and Bigfoots, just like this one. So considering all of this, what do you think? Is this brand new Bigfoot video real, and does it deserve all the hype it's getting, or is it a hoax? This brand new Bigfoot sighting was just released on September 28th, 2024, so just under a week ago. This exclusive encounter comes from a lone hiker who was out in the woods just enjoying a hike this day. His location wasn't specified. However, we know he was miles deep into a forest somewhere in the US. He was completely surrounded by thick vegetation at all angles, but was still able to spot and film this creature. Check it out. The stabilized video shows a jet black, hairy creature making its way through the vegetation. It's slightly hunched over, but has thick, broad shoulders and the classic dome-shaped head. It looks slightly smaller than the typical Sasquatch, so the hiker believes it was a juvenile. It slowly walks by, trying to remain silent, unknown that this hiker is watching its every move. Or perhaps it sensed him and was just trying to get away. Either way, this is some amazing and groundbreaking footage. Taking a closer look, the way it walks is strange. It's bipedal and human-like, but something just seems so weird about the way it slinks by. And as I said, this is brand new footage, so it has yet to be thoroughly investigated by experts. I'll definitely keep you all updated when more information and analyses are released. But for now, let me know your opinions in the comments down below. This disturbing exclusive video was just posted on August 18th, 2024. This one comes from Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. In my last video, I just did a segment on another very convincing Bigfoot sighting that came from Vancouver Island. So it seems this has been a so-called Bigfoot hotspot recently. But take a look at this video here by witnesses who were walking by this small body of water when they spotted a dark creature within. As they walked along the rocks and crossed the stream, this out-of-place creature caught their eye. It stands there rather still, maybe trying to blend in. Zooming in closer, it seems to have long black hair on its head. It looks very thin, and its arms are very long and skinny as well. Some say it's a proper statue or something because it doesn't seem to move. But it does move. We can see it change positions and put its head down in the last seconds of the clip. And this proves whatever it was alive. It's clear to us that this is not human, but what it is exactly, we don't know. Definitely a pretty chilling clip. In this segment, I will show you a few captures coming from Arizona along with their backstories. This first capture was released exactly 16 days ago, so on September 25th, 2024. It comes from a man named Nick, who was near Saley Lake on the Navajo Nation reservation. Here is his photo along with his explanation. He states, "I saw this creature on August 12th, 2024 around 6:30 a.m. I was there fishing, specifically at a place called The Point on the northeast side of the lake. I was casting out, just fishing, minding my own business and looking around the lake at the beautiful nature. This is when something moved and I noticed it out of my left peripheral. I stood up and saw it. It was a creature with reddish hair and a round-shaped head. I snapped photos and tried to stand as still as I possibly could." He also stated that the creature was approximately 250 yards away from him, so he had to zoom in a considerable distance for this capture. He states that as he watched the creature, it walked down towards the shore of Lake Saley on the opposite side of where he was fishing. Then the creature stopped in some bushes on its way down. Nick says he was the only one at the lake this day, well, aside from the Sasquatch, that is. Nick states the creature sat in the bushes, then turned around and made its way back up from where it came from. He says he thinks it saw him because he was in plain sight and he believes that's why it retreated. Nick recalls, the way it walked was non-human. It had elongated strides and made no sound, and it moved quickly and effortlessly. He estimates it was about 7 feet tall, judging by the fence posts seen around it. Those posts are used to keep cattle and horses in the field, and they're rather tall. So there's the first Arizona Bigfoot sighting. Let's touch on the second one. This one comes from northeast Arizona on the Navajo Nation, and as you can see, it shares a similar color to the Bigfoot in the last capture. This one is captured closer up though. It has defined back muscles and fur, and it has the classic Bigfoot dome-shaped head. And we can also tell it's rather tall. Along with these two captures, some supposed Bigfoot tracks were also reported to be found in northeast of Saley Lake, specifically just across the New Mexico border near Shiprock. The prints were along the San Juan River. Along with these prints discovered by a man named Dave Oz comes this photo that witness Dave captured himself. This was right in the same area that the prints were found. This one seems to be darker, but we can tell it's a dark, hairy, upright creature. It has very broad shoulders and a muscular build. So lots of activity is coming out of the Arizona region recently, and these ones here seem pretty legit. Legit enough to shock Arizona locals, and not only the locals, but the whole entire world. Now I have to give a warning before I show this footage because it's pretty disturbing and graphic. It's of a supposed Bigfoot or Yowie kill site, where it supposedly had killed a pig and ripped it completely in half. Along with the mutilated pig corpses appear to be giant footprints, the footprints of a massive apex predator.
You got a cigarette box?
No, just put my boot next to it. Fuck, rip clean in half, and then this next to it.
Good shot him.
And it's going up the hill.
Hey, what about you?
The video comes from Queensland, Australia. A group of workers arrived to their job site to see this horrifying sight. You can see there are many massive footprints with toe marks and everything, proving these weren't human footprints. One of the workers even compares his foot to it in his work boots, and the sheer size is disturbing. In this shot here, you can see how massive its strides are as well. But since this encounter comes from Australia, they believe this was a creature called the Yowie, similar to the Bigfoot here in North America. Yowies are described as bipedal, very hairy, ape-like creatures that stand up to 12 feet tall. According to Australian legend, the first sighting of one of these beings dates back to 1795. So, like Bigfoot, encounters have been happening for a very long time. But anyways, definitely a very disturbing thing to come across. Luckily, the workers filmed it because nobody would have ever believed them. In Victorville, California, on June 17, 2024, a mother and son were driving down a busy highway. The highway road was surrounded by mountains. As they drove along, they looked over into the mountains and noticed something strange. They believe they witnessed a Bigfoot or a giant or some other cryptid creature. They believe this because this mountain area is reportedly inaccessible to the public.
No, porque mira, ahí se ve pequeña en la grabación, pero se mira como que fuera, pero no. Si te fijas la es y cómo donde le quedan los arbustos sobrepasa. Y una persona, mira, se ve grande y está parado junto a los arbustos.
This is not an area where a person can go and just run up and down. The woman states that it's not a person and it's bigger than a person. The shape of the body doesn't look like a human. Zooming in and taking a look at some still shots, it does look pretty Bigfoot-like. It seems to be brownish in color, it has a wide body and a domed head. And analyzing the way it runs, something seems off. But many believe this is not a Bigfoot and it's actually a different cryptid creature entirely. But skeptics believe this was just a person up there. But what do you guys think? Did this mother and son really encounter an unknown creature? This extremely clear Bigfoot photo was released on April 21st, 2024. The caption of the video states, "Female hiker takes a photo in a remote region in British Columbia, Canada, and it's believed to be one of the clearest photos of Bigfoot ever taken. Take a look." The woman was reportedly walking up a hill in this remote area when she took notice of the Sasquatch-like creature. She recalls quickly pulling her phone out and taking a picture. And then it turned around and ran away quickly, disappearing below the other side of the elevated area. The front of its head is void of any hair, and it looks downright disturbing. Its face seems to be a mixture of a human and a primate, and it's surrounded by thin and dark, wiry hair. Because we can only see the top portion, we can't quite estimate its height, but from what we can see, its body looks to be covered in brownish fur. Analyzing the features closer, it has dark eyes, a prominent brow ridge, strong and defined cheekbones, a large nose, and an almost human-like mouth. This is often how a Bigfoot's face is described. And once again, it comes from British Columbia, Canada. There have been so many sightings out of that area recently, so I don't know what the heck's going on there. But anyways, definitely some rather convincing evidence. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This photo of a potential baby Bigfoot has been going viral recently. It was released on July 16th, 2024. It comes from witness Stephanie Wood via Lad Bible. Take a look. Stephanie Wood states, "Our first thought was that this was someone in a costume, maybe a kid or something. But after we analyzed it for a while, we're not so sure." She also states, "One thing we know in this world is that a lot of times the truth is stranger than fiction. So is this a baby Bigfoot or a quote squatchlet?" Let's take a close look at the supposed creature. Its face is pale, with Neanderthal-like characteristics. It has a big, wide nose and a strong brow ridge, and you can even see what looks to be an ear slightly poking out from its fur. The being is completely covered in this dense brown hair, and it's bipedal and skinny. Even though the encounter only comes with photographic evidence, Stephanie assures us it's real. Before the encounter, she was a skeptic, and now she seems to believe. This here might be the creepiest Bigfoot encounter in the video. Just picturing yourself in the shoes of this man is enough to give you chills. It was highlighted on July 5th, 2024. A man is alone, out in a remote forest in the dead of night and also in the dead of winter, when suddenly otherworldly screams erupt through the forest.
Got something coming down, man. I got something screaming down there. I don't know what this is, man. Hello? Where are you? Show yourself right now!
The screams sound horrifying and menacing, and you can tell the man is completely shaken. Not knowing what to do or say, he calls out to the creature, and it keeps responding to him. Was this man communicating with a Bigfoot this night? If so, he was in a very dangerous position, because this thing seemed really close, and not only that, but it seemed very angry. The intimidating yells go on for a while, and they seem to get closer and closer and louder and louder.
Right now!
This is when the footage cuts off. After he turned the video off, he would book it out of the forest, running for his life. Now, because we only have the audio evidence and not visual evidence of the creature, we can't assume what it was for sure. But we can assume it was something otherworldly, because no animals make this sound, not even mountain lions or bears. Some think this could even be a different cryptid creature than the Bigfoot, perhaps the so-called dogman or the rake. Dogmen are said to make loud noises like this too, though usually they're associated with more of a howling noise. Dogmen are the supposed half-dog, half-man cryptid creatures that hide out in forests. They're similar looking to Bigfoots with their large hairy bodies and bipedal gait. However, the main difference is they have the head of a dog. And rakes are pale humanoid creatures that are said to be super stealthy. And they're one of the most terrifying looking things you'll ever see. Not only that, but they're also considered to be one of the most dangerous. So if you're ever out in the woods and you hear a sound like this, run as fast as you can and don't look back. This new exclusive video was uploaded on June 25th, 2024. The video has only been seen by around 1,000 people. A man was outside in the woods on the edge of his property after hearing weird noises and movement coming from inside. Curious, he crept closer and closer, and this is what he found.
The size of the song. It's gotta be 9 foot tall. Hey, big fella. Hey, fella.
The quick video shows an enormous creature emerge from the dark woods. Then when it notices it's been seen, it turns around and makes its way back the way it came. It slowly walks along, trying not to be spotted. The man filming is shocked, but also intrigued. He states that it must be at least 9 feet tall. The bipedal beast is shielded with a thick coat of gray and black fur. Freezing the footage here, it definitely looks like what a Bigfoot is said to look like, even though we can only really see the top half of it. Not only are online viewers convinced this man encountered Bigfoot, but he himself believes as well. And he uploaded this footage to see if others could give him an explanation. And because this footage is so new and unresearched, it's hard to say what the explanation is for sure. So let us know in the comments, is this a real Bigfoot encounter? Or is this somehow all just an elaborate hoax to trick the people of the internet? Taking a look at a seriously creepy trail cam photo from southeast Montana. It comes from a man named Keith D. Keith is a member of the Northern Cheyenne Nation. He lives in Lame Deer, Montana on his reservation. He states that the photo comes from a fellow Cheyenne tribe member. The trail camera was set up on his very remote farmland near a spring. Considering it was in a very remote area, nobody should be out there, so this makes the human theory very unlikely. As we can see, the hidden cam captured a wide and tall creature. It's pretty blurry and fuzzy, but if we look closer, we can see it looks like it's covered in fur from head to toe. Also, we can see eyes and a mouth on its face. What could this strange bipedal creature be? Most are suspecting Bigfoot, but others think it's something else entirely. Keith himself suspects this to be a Bigfoot and says that he has lived in the woods his entire life, and he has never seen anything like this before. So it seems it's puzzling him just as much as it's puzzling us. A disturbing capture to say the least. Taking a look at a very frightening Bigfoot encounter. This one was highlighted on November 15th, 2024. It was submitted to Bigfoot investigative group Rocky Mountain Sasquatch via Snow Creek. The sender states, "I had a scary close encounter with a Bigfoot in my mobile home park I lived in 3 years ago. It happened in a small town in Northern California near Mount Shasta." She recalls, "I wasn't home alone when this occurred, and not only did it occur once, but it happened again the next night." Here is her footage. She says, quote, "The Bigfoot shook the trailer, growling through my window and bumping the trailer really hard," end quote. Not only did she capture this on camera, but later that night when she went out and scanned the nearby area, a pair of glowing eyes are seen watching her from the brush. Shockingly, nobody seemed to notice this or point it out. Even online viewers after watching this clip didn't notice. Could this have been the creature that was responsible for this? The witness also recalls that she didn't get a direct look at the creature, but claims that the person who was home with her that night went outside shortly after all this happened, and when he went outside, he caught a glimpse of something very tall and dark. It was moving in the direction of them, but it was behind where they were staying. Not only does she have all of this videographic evidence, but she claims there were scratch marks on her window too. Also, a small piece of orangish brown hair was located near the trailer on an electric pole. Skeptics immediately speculated that the unknown creature terrorizing them was actually not an unknown creature at all. Rather, it was a bear. Because bears are powerful, they growl, and they would leave scratch marks and stuff like this. But would a bear really do this? The witness states that this didn't sound like a bear to her. The growls sounded different and odd. And how would you explain the tall figure the other witness saw? Snow Creek recalls hearing strange growling noises coming from the area often, and they were never able to put a finger on the sounds. Also, if you know about Mount Shasta, it's infamous for its Bigfoot encounters and also paranormal sightings. So many strange encounters like this come out of the area frequently. All of this being said, this is why people believe it's the real deal. Definitely some crazy evidence. This video comes from a YouTube channel called Welcome to the Woods UK. It was released on June 3rd, 2024. The man who owns the channel travels throughout the UK exploring and camping in remote wilderness. He often sets up trail cameras in the areas he camps at. So, like usual, that's what he did here. He set up the camera and let it sit for a few days. He would monitor the camera when any notifications popped up that it had been triggered and began recording. Initially, the camera just caught some wildlife roaming through. But this night, a strange orb is seen illuminating the top of the screen.
One night when I was sitting in bed, I had a notification, it pinged on, and all there was this funny little orb looking thing up to the middle left hand side.
He says, initially I brushed this off as just a bug or some weird anomaly in the camera. But let's fast forward to 3 days later. Early this Thursday morning at approximately 4:12 a.m., this is what was captured.
At 4:12 a.m, this figure comes into view. It looks like it's trying to pull something down from a branch above, acting in a peculiar manner. Then the camera takes a further 2 still shots of it moving further off to the left-hand side of the woodland.
A large dark mass moves behind the trees. A dark mass that resembles no other than Bigfoot. We can tell it's rather large and has the classic Bigfoot shape. The explorer estimates it to be around 7 feet or so. He tries to rationalize what he's seeing by saying this could be someone in a costume trying to mess with him, and that he somehow saw him put the cameras up. However, he recalls that he had an eerie feeling most of the time he was camping in the area. He began to even hear weird, unidentifiable noises at times, noises that would chill him to the bone. Not only this, but he also found some weird footprints in the mud near the site that didn't belong to him. The prints look kind of big, as you can see, but they look more human than anything, not like the typical Bigfoot print. Another thing that makes this that much more believable is that this area of the UK is said to be home to big cats. Dangerous predators that would keep most out of the forest, except experienced outdoorsmen like the man in the video. So if this was somehow someone trying to play a prank, they would be completely risking their lives and putting themselves in a very vulnerable position, especially considering the time of night the video was taken. So did this YouTuber really capture Bigfoot this night? If so, he's lucky to have survived this camping trip. This recent footage comes from a hunter during deer hunting season. He was in a very remote area somewhere in North America. It was a slower hunting day than usual. He hadn't seen much action. The wildlife seemed particularly scarce and quiet, when suddenly he finally heard movement in the distance. He thought this was his moment, so he raised his rifle ready to shoot at a big buck. But what he saw was no buck at all. Walking on two legs, a creature covered in a dark sheet of hair pops up and leisurely walks along the tree line. You can hear the hunter breathes heavily as the creature slowly makes its way away from him. And luckily for us, the viewers, he gets a pretty decent video of it. Zooming in, the creature resembles a monkey, with features and movements that struck him as strange and unfamiliar. Reportedly, the hunter was an experienced outdoorsman who knew this land and specific area as well. And this was his first time ever seeing anything like this. After he posted the footage, experts and scientists examined the video and claimed that it appeared to be completely authentic, with no obvious signs of editing or doctoring of any kind. All of this being said is exactly why this footage has caught the eye of so many, and it makes us all wonder and question if there's more to this earth than we once thought. Things much more scary and strong than we could ever imagine. As promised, here are some more Bigfoot footprints. Not only is this video captivating, but it's brand new. It was only posted a few days ago, specifically on November 19th, 2024. And once again, this segment here comes from Rocky Mountain Sasquatch. The encounter itself comes from Troy, Montana, by witness named John D. He writes, "My friend that resides in Troy, Montana is the one who took these pictures. She took the pictures on her rural property yesterday. The print is seen here, but off to the side is one of her husband's footprints for comparison. Her husband is wearing a boot size 9.5. The print certainly looks like a human print, but larger. Considering it's larger than the boot print in comparison, the size is estimated at around a foot long. Now usually Bigfoot prints are bigger than this, but there's speculation it could be a juvenile. Skeptics say it could just be a large human print, but the homeowners claim there would be no human footprints on their remote mountain property. Their neighbors live a significant way down below, and they wouldn't trek up there to their property up the mountain just to do that. Also, what human is walking around barefoot in the snow? The uploader also says that he knows of multiple Bigfoot sightings that come from the area. They're located specifically between Yak and Libby on Highway 2. Definitely an interesting one. Let me know what you think. Not much context surrounds this video. It's unknown where exactly it took place and who the man was in the footage. But we do know this man was a hiker and he was out hiking this day, and it appears he was vlogging. It starts out normal with him showing the viewers his surroundings, but something massive is secretly lurking in the background. As he turns, revealed to us is a dark hairy beast lurking in the valley with him. The unsuspecting man has no clue he's being stalked and continues walking on and filming like normal. He claims it wasn't until he watched the footage back later when he finally saw the unknown being. Zooming in and taking a closer look, the creature certainly resembles a sasquatch, with its dark coloration, wide stature, and broad shoulders. And it's hard to make out how truly tall it was because it's pretty far in the background, but it is estimated to be a good amount taller than the man who's taking the video, and this encounter just took place on February 21st, so there's still some investigating that needs to be done. Here is a very credible photo of a supposed Bigfoot just released the other day. It comes from the Eagle Cap Mountains across from Joseph, Oregon, and it was released on April 25th, 2024. The caption reads, "Looks to be a massive creature of some sort captured in a very remote area. Take note of the length of those arms." Taking a look at the photo, the unknown creature is clearly huge. It's also jet black, and just like the caption says, it has exceptionally long arms. Zooming in, we can see the legs are unproportionately long as well, making up for over half of the being's height. Because of these strange proportions and just the overall look of the creature, most hypothesize Bigfoot, including the uploaders. Estimating its height by looking at the trees surrounding, the dark creature is estimated at a whopping 10 feet tall. Since its publishing, the photo has caused a massive debate and is even puzzling scientists and professional debunkers. And the fact that we know exactly where and when it was captured makes it all the more real. This shocking unknown creature encounter occurred right at the start of 2024. A group of guys were outside late one night on the remote property. There's a dense tree line that lines the back edge of the backyard that leads into a deep and vast forest. And on this night, the guys began to hear strange noises coming from within the woods. So they stepped outside armed. Eventually, a bipedal creature with what looks like long light hair walks along the edge of the woods.
I told y'all there was something out here. Holy shit. Shoot that dude. Hit him. Hit that mother. Dude, I think he missed it.
Thinking this is their chance to capture a Bigfoot or whatever this creature was, one of the men cocks back the firearm and fires 2 shots directly at the creature. The creature runs away, startled by the shots. However, it appears the man missed it entirely, as it gallops uninjured back into the woods from whence it came. The men who took the video believed the unknown presence to be a Bigfoot. But other online viewers suggest other cryptid creatures such as bush crawlers and even ghostly spirits. But what makes the evidence so compelling is that the man actually shot at it. If it was a hoax and it was a person in a costume, the man wouldn't have shot his gun at it, considering he could have taken the life of a person. So they must have been pretty confident this was something non-human. What do you guys think about this one? Was it a real Bigfoot? Let me know in the comments down below. This very quick, mysterious clip was just released recently. It comes from an oilfield worker who works near Alberta, Canada's Banff Park. He was leaving his job site when his dashcam captured something strange in the trees in the woods. It shows what looks like a giant hairy creature covered in snow. Since the footage was cut off quickly, we only get a quick glimpse of the creature. But if we slow the footage down, we can get a better look. Comparing it to the tree beside and estimating where its feet would be on the ground, this otherworldly creature would have to be around 10 feet tall. The driver apparently didn't realize the creature was there in real time. He only noticed it later that night when he was reviewing his dashcam footage. He was shocked and puzzled and still has no idea what it could have been. Online viewers and cryptid enthusiasts stated that they thought it could have been a Bigfoot or a Yeti that resides within the woods, but others are not so sure. A very mysterious dashcam clip, to say the least. The following exclusive video was posted towards the beginning of the year. It was highlighted by a man named Jeremy Henson. In the allegedly leaked video, the father and son review the footage and give their opinions.
Check out this video sent to me by a follower. Do y'all see that? This is a leaked video from the special team assigned to watching over the look. Oh my gosh. Look at the family of them. You see them, baby? Look.
Yeah.
What is that?
My Bigfoot.
The video shows what looks to be a Sasquatch family. The video comes from a special team that was assigned to watch over this area of the forest. An area that remains classified, most likely to protect the habitat of whatever creatures these were. The team surveys the exclusive area and reports and films any strange activity. And this is definitely the strangest of all. We see three figures walking away. The one in front presumed to be the father, the one in the back the mother, and the one in the middle the child. Skeptics say they think it's just a group of monkeys, and we can't tell because of the low-resolution video. But the telltale sign these are not monkeys is the way they walk. Their strides are human-like, not anything like monkeys at all. They also have the classic dome-shaped head and broad shoulders. Even though the video is rather blurry, people still love this video and believe it truly captures a Bigfoot family in their natural habitat. Most of the time you only see one Bigfoot in these sightings, but in this one we were lucky enough to see a whole family, which I thought was pretty cool. Definitely an intriguing one here. Let me know if you think this one's real in the comments down below. On November 12th, 2024, this crazy piece of evidence surfaced, and it's not your typical evidence. Check it out. This unbelievably massive footprint fossil was found embedded within a large rock on the shore of a river. This was found in the dense forests of Meghalaya's South Garo Hills. Meghalaya is a state in India. But not only was this one footprint found, but another one was found right beside it, embedded in a separate mossy rock. It's so captivating because we can tell the footprint has been weathered and it's completely saturated with moss. We can tell it's been there a very long time, most likely debunking any hoax allegations. In India, they have a similar legend of a creature like the Bigfoot. They call it the Mande Barung. It's described as a large, hairy, bipedal humanoid. It's said to inhabit the subtropical forests of Garo Hills, the exact area where these prints were found. This news was so shocking and so profound that not only did it spread throughout the country of India, but it spread throughout the whole world. Everyone is shocked, and so far no one has been able to debunk the evidence. According to the uploader, local lore there in India tell tales of two giant brothers who used to protect and watch over the village way back when. They would use their immense strength and size to fend off any threats and keep the area safe. As the giant brothers vanished into legend, this is when the Mande Barung emerged into stories, seemingly as a continuation of these ancient narratives. And even though these hairy, bipedal creatures are spotted all over the world, not just here in North America, scientific classification still has not been made. However, this discovery here adds a tangible element to the sightings, an element that may prove their existence. This quick and mysterious clip comes from TikTok, and it was just highlighted on October 25th, 2024. The caption of the video states, "Bigfoot spotted behind a tree in the woods. Allegedly, the man was out for a hike in the unmentioned area, miles from any civilization, when suddenly he had this encounter he couldn't explain." A tall, dark silhouette of a figure is just standing there motionless between the trees. Its size being the first thing we notice. It's rather large and wide. Some viewers point out that it doesn't move, so it could be a costume or a prop. However, many believe it's moving in the video if you look closely. Another thing, judging by the mountainous terrain in the background, we can believe the man is telling the truth about actually being very deep into this forest. Focusing back on the creature itself, some say it almost looks bear-like. And that's exactly what skeptics are claiming the creature is, a black bear, or even a grizzly bear. However, Bigfoot believers attest, saying that it's larger than a bear and that they believe it's a Bigfoot. The witness himself attests as well, saying that if you were there with him, you would have believed as well. Another interesting debate between skeptics and believers on this one, a debate that is leaving many torn and completely perplexed. The following was just released on January 3rd, 2024. A man was out in the woods hiking, just enjoying nature. He eventually reached a clearing that looked beautiful. It was an open field completely surrounded by trees on every side. He admired the breathtaking view and eventually snapped this photo here. And it wasn't until later that he realized something strange was amongst the trees. As he zooms far into the photo, a tall, dark creature is spotted right in front of the trees. It's covered in long black hair and it appears to just be peering at the man. Skeptics immediately called out that it was possibly just a monkey or gorilla, but this creature is too tall and too skinny to be any primate. And its posture is human-like. Monkeys are not known to stand totally upright like this. And judging by the surrounding trees and foliage, the creature is estimated to be at a whopping 10 feet tall. Once again, skeptics took another shot at debunking this photo by stating that it could be simply someone in a costume. But how are they this tall then? And it also looks super realistic. Because of all of this information, people really believe that it was in fact a Bigfoot caught on camera. Maybe it was trying to blend in with the surrounding vegetation, but was ultimately unsuccessful. But I'll leave this one up to you, the viewers. Is this first Bigfoot sighting of 2024 legit? Let me know. The following video comes from Rocky Mountain Sasquatch. It was posted on January 31st, 2024. The video was filmed by a man named John in Salt Lake City, Utah, specifically on the front of one of the high-elevation Wasatch Mountain peaks. According to RMS, John captured the footage at approximately 4,200 feet elevation. And the peak where he was zooming in was at 9,000 feet elevation. They looked into a spotting telescope which zoomed in about 3 miles to the mountain in question, when they saw an out-of-place life form easily traversing the mountainside. They put their camera up to the telescope to capture this footage, and that's why it appears so shaky. But with the help of digital stabilization, we can get a better look at the footage. And because they are so far away, it's pretty hard to see. But what makes this so remarkable is the fact that the snow on the mountainside can be up to 90 inches deep. What human can even make it through 90 inches of snow, let alone this easily? It moves super quickly and effortlessly, and no humans were reported to be on that mountain range at the time, adding more mystery. Also, we have to keep in mind that the slope is super steep as well. So how is this creature moving so easily? It must be something extremely strong and agile. Many began to speculate Bigfoot. This is when RMS offered up another piece of footage taken by a local helicopter pilot. And this may prove that it was indeed a Sasquatch. The pilot flew over this exact mountain range right after hearing about this strange encounter. He wanted to make sure that it wasn't a person and needed to investigate further. And this is what he saw. Massive footprints in a straight line are seen going up the mountain. And according to RMS, these supposed Bigfoot tracks actually match up with plenty of other credible Bigfoot tracks. They supposedly oftentimes walk in a straight line like this when they are running or moving quickly, making it even more convincing. So what do you guys think? Are there Bigfoots living along the Wasatch Mountains? Or is this somehow explainable? This brand new trail cam photo taken on July 29th, 2024 is shocking and disturbing many. It comes from North Carolina and it captures a Bigfoot-like cryptid. It reportedly originated from a man named Joey on Reddit. Joey stated, "Dogman caught on trail cam in North Carolina last night." Taking a look at the creature, it looks to be a real living creature with real muscle definition. But where the heck is its head? Is it just hunched over looking down, or is it actually headless? Moving down to the lower portions of the creature's body, its feet have a distinct shape. According to Rocky Mountain Sasquatch, the being has what's called reverse hinge joints, which is why the feet arch up like that in the back. This joint is commonly seen in other animals such as deer, wolves, and coyotes. But also notice the defined muscles of the upper thighs and upper arms. It's a very HD picture and it's insanely convincing. Its arms are excessively long, they stretch all the way from the shoulders all the way down to its shins. Experts have yet to debunk this one. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. This brand new trail camera footage shows two separate angles of Bigfoot. It was just highlighted on September 24th, 2024. The location of this one wasn't listed, adding to the mystery of the clip. However, we know the hunting cameras were set up in a rather desolate portion of the forest. Here are the two clips. Even though the trail camera only recorded short videos, they're still rather convincing. We can see in the first clip the Sasquatch has a defined chest and face, freezing the footage here. It then turns and leaps away. When it leaps away, we can see its glutes are defined as well. We can also see that the fur is flush to its body. Because of these traits alone, experts rule out the fact that this could be a person in a costume, and the second video only furthers the evidence. Experts point out that the strides are long and strange, unlike those of a human. They also suggest that the way it jumps is distinct too. And as I said, this footage is rather new, so hopefully more is uncovered in the near future, like the full story and where exactly it was captured. Or maybe it was supposed to be that way, to protect the creature and to protect its habitat and location. I'll keep you all updated if more information is ever released, but until then, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Here is a new trail cam photo that captures an absolutely massive creature. It was just released on October 26th, 2024. The caption of the photo states, quote, "Potential Bigfoot/Dogman picture captured by a trail camera in southern Georgia." The image quality isn't the best, but I still don't think it's a hoax. The shape definitely seems to be walking on two legs, and I think it really could be some unknown creature, end quote. But as we can see, a dark mass is seen traversing the woods. It seems to have some long lanky legs with a strong upper portion. Its head is domed and its shoulders are wide and strong. And it also appears to be on a slope, which is making experts estimate its height around 10 to 12 feet tall, judging by the trees and estimating the slope gradient. So, as it said in the caption, people are torn whether this could be a Bigfoot or a dogman. But I've never really heard of a dogman being this big. Definitely a pretty crazy capture though. Let me know in the comments if you guys think this one is real and what creature you think it is. Taking a look at a pretty interesting Bigfoot or Yeti capture here. It's a photo taken from a bird's eye view. The strange photo was highlighted at the beginning of 2024. The uploader states, "This is an image taken by an army drone tasked specifically for a border mission. The drone was over a very remote and desolate area of Big Bend National Park located in Texas when this photo was snapped by the thermal imaging camera. Reportedly, the picture was on what they call the mystery board of an intelligence collection mission. The employees and experts have no idea what this is and have no idea how to explain it." Also, the uploader recalls that this was deep in the park where no trails, no camps, and no signs of any human element were present. But take a look here at the labels they put, showing us where the being's features are located. It has white bushy fur, along with a hairless head and face. And also hairless feet and hands. Allegedly, Big Bend National Park has very many spooky tales behind it. Legends and first-hand accounts include ghostly sightings along with Sasquatch sightings. Specific legends dive into a particular Sasquatch that roams the land, an all-white Sasquatch, just like the one captured in the photo. So could this be the infamous white Bigfoot or Yeti that is said to inhabit the national park? It seems it really could be. This mysterious clip was highlighted on September 30th, 2024. It was uploaded with the caption, "Bigfoot spotted in abandoned building." Take a look. The creature's eyes glow as the man zooms in on it. The eyes seem small and non-human, and its body is enormous. This thing has a domed head and insanely large shoulders. It just stays there, moving slightly, peering at the videographer. And you can tell its eyes are real as they seem to even blink at times. This one here is jet black and covered in shorter hair, it seems. Like I've said many times previously, Bigfoots are said to come in many different variations. Some are said to look more like a monkey, and others are said to look plain monstrous. Also, sometimes we see the Yeti or white variation. But taking a look back at the clip here, how did a Bigfoot find its way into an abandoned building? Did it find the building and see it as a good hiding spot opportunity? I don't know. Because there's not much background information with this one, we can't confirm if it's real or fake. Regardless, it's still some interesting potential footage. Taking a look at another convincing Bigfoot encounter. It was just highlighted on August 20th, 2024. A couple of campers were out in the woods just enjoying their time, when it would suddenly be interrupted by an unknown presence.
What's that? What do we got?
The campers and online viewers believe they captured a juvenile Bigfoot here, because it does seem smaller than the average Sasquatch. But many viewers were quick to point out that it could just be someone in a costume, because of the smaller size. However, the speed of this creature is what is making people believe it's non-human. I mean, this thing is only in the shot for a split second. That's how quick it's moving. Supposedly, Bigfoots are known to be extremely fast like this. Playing the footage back in slow motion, that's when we can analyze the creature better. It's a reddish-brown color with a typical Sasquatch look. Definitely some interesting footage. Let me know your opinions in the comments down below. This brand new Bigfoot sighting was just posted on November 25th, 2024. The description of the video reads, "Rancher checks on his brush burn pile on his remote land, but gets a shocking surprise. According to the uploader, the driver didn't notice the huge being at first. He was heavily focused on his burn pile, not paying attention to his surroundings much. But when he later reviewed the dashcam footage, that's when he spots it. Right behind the shed, blending into the trees, is a huge dark creature. A dark hairy creature standing upright. The uploader slows the footage down so we can see it better. This beast towers over the shed. The shed is estimated at least 6 feet tall, and the being still stands a few feet taller, making it at least 8 feet, and most likely even taller. Freezing the footage and looking at the creature closer, its fur is dark black. But in its stomach area, it fades into a lighter brownish color, an interesting feature. The weirdest part of the footage is the Sasquatch stands there motionless. It seems it's trying to blend in and not be spotted. Which did work in real time, but little did it know the dashcam was recording the whole time, exposing its existence to the world. But because the dashcam doesn't have the best frames per second, we don't really get a completely clear shot of it. But it is still some very compelling evidence. It wasn't listed here where the video took place, but it's believed to be in a remote part of Canada. But anyways, what do you guys think about this one? Do you believe, or is this all somehow just a hoax? Let's take a look at some brand new Bigfoot footage. It was just released on October 28th, 2024. The uploader states, "Deer hunter watching deer narrowly escapes a large mountain beast." It's believed the encounter comes from a remote area of Canada, which for some reason seems to be an area with many recent Bigfoot sightings. The hunter was watching the deer in front, awaiting a big buck to stroll along. The deer suddenly lift their heads and look in his direction, startled by something. This is when he hears heavy movement directly behind him. He turns around and is face to face with a massive hairy creature. This thing is jet black, equipped with long straggly hair. Because his camera is already zoomed in and he's so caught off guard by this creature, he didn't have enough time to even think to unzoom it. But he still gets a quick and pretty good shot of it. Just from its upper portion alone, we can tell this Bigfoot-like creature is insanely large, with its strong shoulders and huge long face. Looking closer, we can see one of its eyes, and its face looks to be mangled. This is when the hunter runs, fleeing for his life. After he gets out of the forest and a safe distance away, he begins filming again. This is when we can hear the sounds of whatever this creature was bellowing in the distance, echoing through the cold winter air. The uploader himself and many online viewers believe he encountered Bigfoot this day, and luckily he was able to escape with his life. The following capture reportedly comes from a woman who was walking down an old logging road. It was posted on September 14th, 2024. As she was walking down this road, she glanced over at a particular tree, and something just seemed off about it. And as she inspected it and looked closer, she saw it. Sticking out between the trees is a dark figure attempting to blend in. It's doing a good job, but it still sticks out and was noticeable enough to be seen. Not knowing what to do and completely freaked out, the woman pulled out her phone and snapped this picture. It seems to just be watching her. It's very dark in color, and its face seems to be human-shaped. The frontal part of its face seems to be slightly lighter than the top and the rest of its body. It's a more grayish color. And some even say if you look closely you can see its eyes, and they appear to be glowing. Even though the photo isn't the greatest quality, it's still a pretty cool but eerie capture. I mean, what would you guys do if this happened to you? You're just walking down a deserted road and all of a sudden you look over and see this watching you from the trees. I'm sure it was one of the scariest moments of this woman's life. This horrifying encounter was highlighted on June 26, 2024. A woman goes out hiking in a strange stretch of woods in Ohio. At first, the hike seems normal, but then it becomes clear to her and to us that something is stalking her. Something much bigger and something unknown.
Yeah. Hi. Hi. I can't go home. Please, I'm leaving.
As she zooms in, we can initially see a pair of bright glowing eyes, followed by a dark shadowy outline. It moves around and peers at her. She obviously feels threatened, so she makes her way out of the woods as quickly as she can. But even after she exits the woods, this dangerous creature still follows her.
No! Is it? Dude, no! It looks like a person, man. Person. Stop. That ain't a person. Ah! It just keeps getting up and down, up and down. Stop!
Here we get a better look. Its eyes are still aglow and it seems rather tall and wide. It seems to be covered in dark fur. Some speculated this could be a bear, which honestly could be just as scary. However, the woman states, "What is it? It looks like a person," when she gets a very clear look at it. So if it were a bear, why did she say it looks like a human, and how could she not identify that it's a bear when she's only about 100 feet away? Because of the genuine fear in her voice and the overall look of the creature, most are speculating this actually was a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch that lives and hides in this remote Ohio woods. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. This is some brand new footage released on August 5th, 2024 called the Jabas Cascade Bigfoot. The footage looks extremely real and it's shocking so many people. But the most mysterious part about it is that no one can find any background information. Despite lots of digging, I couldn't find any background information either. But here is the captivating Jabas Cascade Bigfoot video. The video shows a dark and wide, hunched over being in the distance. It seems to be trying to sneak around, but noticed the man's presence and tried to flee quickly and quietly. The way it walks is not the way a human walks either. Its strides are strange. This still shot here provides us with the best look. It really does look like a Bigfoot, and it's estimated around 7 feet tall or so. But until more background information is released, it may remain a mystery that may be better off unsolved. On August 14th, 2024, a very clear Bigfoot photo would surface. But this one is also controversial. Also, we don't know exactly where the photo was taken, but it's hypothesized to be in a remote forest in North America. Allegedly, a trail camera was set up in this region when this creature walked past and triggered it. The trail camera, a picture-taking one rather than a video-taking one, snapped this photo when its heat and motion requirements were met. A perfect shot. A dark Bigfoot is standing there. Its head is down, and it's walking by, minding its own business, not knowing a stealthy camera is blending in and capturing its every move. Now, skeptics are saying this one is too good to be true, and it's almost too perfect of a picture and scenario. But believers criticize these statements and state, skeptics always complain about Bigfoots being too blurry and not photographed well enough. And as soon as some clear evidence comes out, they criticize it and say that it's too perfect. It's like they can't win. It's an interesting debate between skeptics and believers on this one. Another thing pointed out is that it could be AI generated. However, believers think it was just taken on a high-quality trail camera. Let's continue this debate in the comments. What do you all think? And which side do you lean towards? Taking a look at some convincing evidence taken by a lone hiker. The man was out alone enjoying a nice long hike through the local forest. Throughout his hike, he would take various photos of landscapes, really taking in the beauty of the nature surrounding. However, when he got home later that night, he was looking back through the pictures, and one of them really stood out to him, but not for a good reason. An anomaly was captured. He was thinking he was just taking a picture of the trees and brush, but it turns out an unknown cryptid creature may have been hiding within the shot. Behind the large rock sticking up seems to be a black hairy creature. It's covered in fur, it has broad shoulders and a dome-shaped head. Because of this, many speculate it's Bigfoot himself. Now, the hiker was definitely freaked out and he didn't know what to do, so he decided to upload his capture to the internet. And what everyone said freaked him out even more. And the photo was just highlighted on July 6th, so only a few days ago. But this really is some crazy evidence that may prove the existence of Bigfoot. Alright, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like button's mom. Let's aim for 5,000 likes for another one of these Bigfoot videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Maxwell Fear, or you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Maximum Fear YT. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because only 20% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed. And be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And also feel free to check out my special Maximum Fear merchandise and coffee mugs. They're in the description down below. And shout out to my second channel, More Maximum Fear, where I post other scary content that you guys would definitely love. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.